Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. If you've been watching our videos, you know that for the last almost 1 year, Seema and I, we've been traveling to different parts of the world. And now that our travel is, nearing to an end, we are in process of evaluating where do we plan to retire. And to do that, we've narrowed down 10 factors. And in this video, I will share the top 4 factors that we are using in that evaluation. So your comments, suggestions, tips, inputs on that would be super welcome. So please do comment or reach out to us. Would love to hear from you. If you've just joined onto this video or our channel, thanks for joining. Would request you to subscribe. We try our level best to provide a little bit of financial awareness as well as our own journey to financial independence and retiring early, so that hopefully can inspire you while also bringing you to different parts of the world. Interestingly, the last video we made was from Princeton University and in the US, and this happens to be from another reputed university, that is Cambridge University in England. And as you can see in the background, it's a beautiful campus, Queen's College here of Cambridge University, and it's a nice spring day out here. Forgive me if there will be a little bit of a noise because of the background, the boats, but also the wind factor. All right, back to the topic. So we've got 10 factors that we are using to evaluate a location that we will use for our retirement. Our ambition and preferences to retire internationally. We've had an international career. We've lived in different parts of the world. So we also want to still continue doing that and retire internationally. But I think many of the factors that we have are not just relevant for retiring internationally, but anywhere in the world that you decide to do that. Many of the factors in this list are softer. So they are about, for example, proximity to the loved ones, family, friends, the quality of life in a country or a city, the access to, the modern amenities, etc., including domestic help. But the 4 factors that I'm going to focus on this video are probably even to qualify if we can even retire in one particular location or a country. And those factors are, the first one is residency. Can we legally reside in a particular location? The second is taxes. What implication does it have on our tax burden? The third is cost of living, because we want to maximize the dollars or the rupees of our retirement life. And the last but not least is healthcare. So these are the 4 factors that I'm going to focus on this video, and maybe in the subsequent videos I will also mention about the other 6 factors. And maybe as a series of these videos we will also share evaluation, how we are doing the evaluation, the pros and cons of each of those shortlisted places that we will decide. But let's go to these 4 factors, what these factors are, how we are using them towards the evaluation. So the first one is residency. As I have spoken in another video of mine about how residency, taxation, and citizenship, they're linked to each other, but they are also independent from each other. And in our case, as we have the ambition to retire internationally, residency is an important aspect to even as a qualification criteria if we can retire in one particular place. So to evaluate that, we've got these 4, let's say, categories within that factor. So the first one is how easy it is to get a residency in one particular place. So does it take 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, few years to even go through that process? And because we are deciding within the next few months, so time would be enough in a sense. The second factor is, how much does it cost? Is it going to cost us thousands of dollars, or is it going to be easy for us to, or have less financial burden on that? The third is, how easy is the eligibility criteria? So is there eligibility criteria based on age, based on financial situation, based on the investment that we need to make in this particular place? And the fourth is, how long do we get the residency for? Is it just that after all this process, we only get it for 1 year? Is it for 5 years? Is it for 10 years? Or is it a permanent residency for, lifetime? So these four factors will help us determine which place can we even think of retiring. Some of the places that we are at the moment evaluating, and I will share it in an Excel sheet and a link below in the video as it progresses, are countries like Portugal, Thailand, Malaysia, Dubai, because they have a visa process that is not linked to the passport. Their process lasts not that long, so you can within 2 months get a yes or a no acceptance or rejection. You do get for 5 years and beyond a residency, and the eligibility criteria for Seema and I seems to be that we are able to manage that. So, as I said, that this is a work in motion, so we'll keep sharing with you how we work towards this process and how we find the process for these countries. Is it, collaborative? Is it very restrictive? It's very difficult for that matter. So the next one is taxes. So, as they say, death and taxes are inevitable, and everybody goes through that. So the objective is that how do you prolong it? How do you make sure that you can, maximize your lifespan and minimize your taxes? And that's our plan here. So within the taxes, different countries have different tax systems. So some countries they tax you on your global income. Some countries tax you not just your income, but also your wealth. Some countries have territorial taxes, and that is that you only pay taxes on the income that you generate within that country, and they don't care what your income is outside that country. And the last is that you pay zero taxes, or there is no income tax. I've spoken in detail of this in that same video of global the residency, taxation, and citizenship. So please have a look if you've not done that already. At the moment, again, the countries that seems to be working in our favor is like Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, where there is a territorial tax system that they don't tax on your income outside that country. Or a place like Dubai, that there is zero taxes, that they don't care where your money is coming from, and you don't have that tax burden. But that also links to the third, which is the cost of living. So when it comes to cost of living, it could be that a country has zero taxation or territorial taxation, but the cost of living could be high. So places like Singapore and Dubai, they have significantly high cost of living. And this is again important for us because we want to maximize the value or the dollar or the rupee, the benefit of being in a country. Now, cost of living comes in all different forms. It comes in form of the rent we'll need to pay in in a country, the cost of transport, the cost of domestic health. I will share a link with you in the video or in the comment section maybe below of a site there where you can evaluate the cost of living of the city that you live in or the city that you desire to live in. And so far, I've found it fairly accurate, that it gives, fairly reasonable data. And so we are evaluating based on that, what would be the financial impact that we'll have when we live in one of these places. So it'll help us, qualify that. And the last, which is most important for us going forward, is healthcare. And healthcare is in different forms. The amount of money we have to pay for health insurance, the amount of money that we have to pay for healthcare for any treatment, and the quality of healthcare. So all three are important aspects. As I've spoken in another video, that you have these go-go years, slow-go years, and no-go years. We are trying to maximize right now our go-go years, but I'm sure that in the next 5 to 10 years, we'll be slowly entering into our slow-go years. And that's when the access to healthcare becomes even more important. And maybe if I look at even longer term, it will not just be healthcare, but assisted care that will also become part of that criteria. So we are not looking into that much detail at the moment, but yes, that becomes also an important aspect to that. So within the healthcare, we're evaluating that how much is the health insurance impact that we will have. That is relatively an important part, but I would say less important than the quality of healthcare that you get in different places or different countries, and the cost of that same quality of healthcare. So, for example, on our own personal experiences, we see that Singapore, the quality of healthcare, it's, I would say, gold standard, but the cost of healthcare is also almost at the price of gold. Um, at the same time, Thailand has good quality of healthcare, I would say reasonably at par with Singapore, but almost half or one-fourth the price of what you would pay in a country like Singapore. So healthcare is an important aspect for us personally. In your case, it is worth using that as an evaluation that, it could be that you are retiring or have the ambition to retire in the same country. So you have to see that what is the quality of healthcare in the city that you have the ambition to retire, because the cost and quality of healthcare, interestingly, vary city by city. So these were the big four factors that will even help us qualify a location to decide that can we even retire or would we want to even retire in that particular location. As I mentioned, there are 6 other factors that we will process once a particular location, qualifies on these 4 factors. Then it becomes about the proximity to family, the quality of life, the social settings, etc. At the moment, right now, the short list seems to be more towards Thailand, Portugal, Dubai, these places where we think that it does meet those 4 criteria. And now we'll go into the details of the other 6 criteria. In your case, it could be that you may plan to retire within the same country. Then maybe the residency may not be that relevant. Taxes may still be relevant. For example, if you're in the US, the taxes depend from state to state. However, the cost of living changes city by city. So it is worth evaluating the cost of living in the city that you are currently living and you have the ambition to live in future. Similarly, healthcare, both the quality of healthcare, the cost of healthcare also changes city to city. So it is important to evaluate that and see does it impact on your long-term plan. So I hope this short video gave you an insight into our own retirement location selection process. And as I mentioned earlier, if you have any thoughts, comments, suggestions towards the criteria that we've just listed out, do please reach out. Would love to hear from you, because this is a work in progress, and hopefully over the coming period, we'll keep sharing with you how we've gone through this process and what our final retirement location will be. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you in another location, another video with another topic. Bye-bye.